in search of a simple life. Out here in the 100-acre woods, in the bluster and the rain. So I hope you'll join me as we talk about what's been going on out here. Oh, the mess. And maybe, just maybe, how you find a simpler life. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Randy Ragamuffin-Piper, and this is a blustery, rainy day in the 100-acre woods out here. What are you doing out there, you might say? I don't know. This is the links we go to for video community. And we're in search of a simple life. That's kind of today's topic. I even got my coffee out here. You know, yesterday and the evening before, man, we had 40, 45 mile an hour gust winds. Knocked down a couple of trees. I got 2 or 3 down over there. The 100-acre woods took some damage. So it'll take a little bit for it to get cleaned up out here because it's far too wet for me to be out here fiddling around right now. You get your feet wet out here. That's some good Folgers right there. But a simple life. We talk about that a lot here on the channel. It's must be something that a lot of people can't find or seek or something because stay. I did some research a little bit about, you know, living a simple life, see what the internet has to say. I found one site that had some suggestions, you know. Step 1, declutter your house. You know, I think we should move on to step 2 immediately. Said things like, make simple meals. Disconnect from social media for a while. Don't go away just yet. Limit your distractions. I thought that one was great. You know, if you, a lot of us got to work. I'm retired now, but I still have a lot of work to get done. Down trees all over. How do you limit your distractions? You know what I found out was that everywhere you go to look to see about how to live a simple life, they tell you the things that work for them. They tell you things that you can do to live a simple life, but they don't tell you how to do it. How do you limit distractions? How do you stay off social media? What, you don't have a golf tee for your temper? If you're a pipe smoker, you got to have a golf tee for this. Came from Aristocob back in the day from Scott. I still got mine. Yes, sir. And my MBSD block Meershaum, she's looking pretty good, starting to color up a little bit. And it won't be staying out here in this wet, rainy forest very long, I can guarantee you. So don't start commenting about, you're gonna run you. No. I'm just smoking it for you guys, so you get to see it now and then. So back to the ways that you find or create. I think that's the key. You're not going to find a simple life. It's not going to walk up and slap you in the face, tap you on the shoulder. You got to create a simple life. And you got to decide to do that. You know, there are a lot of addictions in the world. There's social media, you know, there's fame, there's money, my job, my prestige, the career. There's all kinds of drugs and alcohol and things like that. Each one of those are really difficult to give up unless you decide that you don't want to have it in your life anymore. Isn't that true? You can get hypnotized, you can get some medicine to help you, and some of those things work and they help. But they're not going to do it for you. They're not really going to stop you from letting that control your life until you decide you're going to change it. Living a simple life, or a simpler life, that's the same way. You've got to decide, you know, I'm going to make time. I'm going to change some things the way I do them. I used to manage a lot of big construction projects, and I did permitting for them, which means I didn't have just one at a time. I had dozens at a time, and I had to do safety oversight and construction technique oversight, all that kind of stuff to make sure they were properly done, safely done, efficiently done on time. High stress. The doctor told me one day, I was sitting there talking to him, and he said, so you're having trouble with stress? And I said, man, yeah, it's hard. It's driving my blood pressure up, all this good stuff. He asked me a good question I didn't have an answer for. He said, Randy, what do you do for fun? I didn't have a good answer. You know, all my life I've got out into the outdoors a little bit. I'd go fishing, I'd go camping. But you know what those things ended up being? Once or twice a year, I'd go camping. You know, 2 or 3 times a year, maybe, I'd go fishing. That's not enough to live a simple life. That's just an escape. So that, right? That's just an escape for a short time. That doesn't balance your life. You want to live a simple life, you're going to have to find a way to moderate every day, every week, hour by hour. It's going to have to be balanced. Seek out things like nature. I come out here in the 100-acre woods, and sometimes it's in the rain. You've seen me in the snow. I watch the squirrels. Sometimes the squirrels throw things at me. That's no lie. You've seen it on video. My dad used to get rid of some of his stress by going outside and going to work. You know, working in the garden. If he was here, we'd be sawing these trees up right now, rain or no rain. And that was a way of escape. Some conjure wisdom that you'll hear about simple living, and there's lots of guys, there's some really popular guys out there that talk about, you know, masculinity and simple living, and those two aren't necessarily connected, but they talk a lot about that, and they talk about the things they do, but the best ones, they tell you how to do it, how to go about it. Things you need to do to change your life. I don't have all those answers. You know, you do need to get out of the house. You need to get out from in front of that phone and social media once in a while. You need to find something you really love to do and incorporate that into your life often, not once or twice a year. Oh, we take vacation every summer. That's not enough. That's a good start. It's not enough. Incorporate some things, and I mean more than one, that bring you joy. That could be anything. You see how one size doesn't fit all? It doesn't. The most honest thing I can say is that you need to find something that brings you joy. Sometimes it's just a pipe and a cup of coffee in the woods for me. It does wonders. May not work for you. Maybe gardening. Could be going for a drive. Remember when we could afford to go for a drive? Well, how much money we got to fill up the gas tank, dear? We used to go for a drive. Go see a play. Go listen to some music. Man, I love to do that. Sometimes when I can't go outside, I just put on some of my favorite music, the stuff that inspires me. You might want to read a well-written book. See what I mean? Find what brings you joy and do it often. Get yourself out of your frame of mind that's production, deadlines, drama. Leave that stuff behind for a little bit, but you got to do it all the time. You want to live a simpler life? That doesn't mean you live in the woods and walk through the forest every day. That's not what that means. It means you let go of some of those things that are cranking you up every day and giving you high blood pressure and acid reflux. I'm grateful that you guys are here. Appreciate every one of you. New subscribers, thanks a lot for pushing the button. There's them squirrels. I think the black dog is antagonizing them. But I'm starting to get a little wet, so, you know, I got all these trees over here. I'll show you. It's just kind of a mess, but it is what it is. And maybe that's God's way of giving me something to do that gets me out there and gets me busy, gives me some exercise, and helps to remind me that the simplest things are sometimes the best ways to focus what I need to be thinking on. There you go. There's your gym for today. It might not be an expensive gym, might be a cheap gym, but so until next time, I'm Randy. This is Ragamuffin-Piper. Thanks for dropping by the 100-acre windy, soaked, rainy woods. We'll see you again real soon. God bless you. You better go check on that squirrel.